Chelsea Football Club have got fantastic news because Romelu Lukaku and Napoli agree personal terms. I'm going to tell you how much he's going to be getting paid, and I'm going to tell you what Chelsea are asking for and what Napoli have already offered and has been rejected. Furthermore, it looks like Chelsea want a goalkeeper. Chelsea keep lying to football fans. Chelsea are feeding information out there. Oh, we in the last 24 hours decided we want a goalkeeper. Guys, we've been telling you need a goalkeeper. You've known you need a goalkeeper. You've been trying to protect your face. We've got the full breakdown. And guess who's getting the blame for it? Mr. Petrovic. On your boat. You're leaving, geezer. Absolutely criminal that we're making this decision. And finally, Leslie Ugochukwu. He has decided to pull out of the reserve squad from the Olympics. And now he's getting his loan move. And this is something I need to rant about. Those of you that are going to say, Alex, don't rant. You don't need to rant. I do need to rant. And I need to speak about it with passion, with intelligence, but more importantly, with emotion. Because Leslie Ugochukwu is a talented kid. But what the hell did we do sign? £24 million, and he can't be the 8th choice player at Chelsea Football Club's midfield. Let that sink in. Let's get into it. Let's break this down. But before we get to that, I need all of you, before you stop, if you have a drink in your hand, put it down. If you're about to eat something, put it down. Put that fork down. Hit that like button. 1,000 likes is what we're looking for. Subscribe because you clearly entertained. You made it this far. In 2024, attention span is not that good. And in the comments below, let me know. What goalkeeper do you want Chelsea to go sign? Because we are signing one. Be realistic. If anyone says Mike Maignan or Diogo Costa, I'm laughing at you. Because we're not getting them. So be honest, be realistic, and let's keep it stepping. I want to start with the good news. I want to start with the dessert. My favorite part, right? Everybody likes dessert first. If we could, we would. Then we would eat the main, then we would eat the starter. The dessert is Romelu Lukaku's leaving the club. Romelu Lukaku has agreed personal terms with Napoli. This deal is set to be completed as soon as the fee gets agreed. Rom wants to leave, Chelsea want to sell, Napoli want to replace Victor Osimhen. This deal has to work. It's just a domino effect. Why is it a domino effect? Number one, Victor Osimhen is going to PSG apparently. Chelsea were interested in the player but don't believe he's worth the wages that his camp is asking for. Whether it's the wages, whether it's the agent fee, whether it's the other things associated with the deal. They do not believe he is worth that. This is a message that we've been getting from the club religiously, whether it's Fabrizio, whether it's Ornstein, whether it's Di Marzio, whether it's Sky Italia, whether it's Sky Sports here. Chelsea can't agree that. We know that to be true. Victor Osimhen wants to leave Napoli. Makes sense. PSG are heavily interested in Victor Osimhen, but I don't understand why when you spent £130 million on 2 strikers last year. You got Gonzalo Ramos and you went and got yourself Colin 1. Why do you need another player? Why? I don't understand why they're going after him. But we're not complaining because it means Romelu Lukaku is going to meet up with his uncle Conte and they're going to be doing a reunion in it. Then one more time, let's run it back. Because the reality is Antonio's there, Antonio wants him, and now it's working. It is going to work because Chelsea have already rejected a bid of 21 million from Napoli, and this is reported by Sky as well as Di Marzio and as well as Fabrizio. But this is the key. Rom has already agreed personal terms. He will take 5 million net. Guys, this is what I think people always forget. Oh, you're going to take 5 million a year for 3 years. No, taking 5 million net. So after taxes get deducted, after all the stuff that we don't like leaves our account, that's what Romelu Lukaku will be getting for the next 3 years. He's taking a discount because I think at Chelsea he was getting significantly more. So thank you for that, Romelu. However, this is just a matter of Chelsea and Napoli agree a fee. Because Napoli don't want to pay 29 million. But listen, if we know you're getting somewhere around 70 million for Victor Osimhen, send 29 our way. Alright? Send 29 our way and we'll be very grateful. We'll say thank you very much. Shake your hand. Rom, take a private jet. Enjoy yourself in Napoli. Eat the best pizza in the world. Lasagna. Enjoy yourself, brother. If you want, put on weight and become rubbish. You're not our problem anymore. It is what it is. Next story. I don't like liars. And the reason I say I don't like liars is because when I catch someone lying to me, I find it very difficult to lie. Like, to understand them. And I find it difficult to trust. And when Matt Law comes out with, in the last 24 hours, Chelsea have decided that they're going to go after a new goalkeeper because Sanchez is going to be the number one and then he's going to be competing with. This is nonsense. This is not true, and it's not true that no, we are going after it. What's not true is that we decided this in the last 24 hours. Enzo Maresca clearly stated, right? Clearly stated in his video, I've watched a lot of Chelsea games. So what does this tell me? It means he's got like a whole dossier of this player can do this player can't do this player can do this player can't do this. I guarantee you, Petrovic, he's got this. Great shot stopper, very tall, can be imposing, good goalkeeper. Minute someone puts pressure on him, he kicks it long. Sanchez, decent shot stopper, good at collecting crosses, very tall, struggles to play out the back as well, even though he's labelled as a specialist. So what does this mean? Well, it means that Chelsea are going after a new goal. And Chelsea have offered Petrovic to Girona. Girona said he's too expensive. And why are they offering Petrovic? Because this is where it gets unfair. Because nobody in their right mind is going to buy Sanchez off us for the fee that we're asking. We spent £23 million on Robert Sanchez from Brighton. The add-ons are not getting activated. Don't get it twisted. And the reality is, we're in big trouble. Because he's going to be stuck at Chelsea for another 6 years because we gave him a 7-year deal. 7 years. He ain't going to be leaving because he ain't going anywhere else that's as good as us. Nor he getting the salary that he's getting at Chelsea most probably. And now this is where it gets very interesting because Petro is going to have to find himself a new club. Chelsea will do whatever it takes to move him on because Petro was signed for, I think it was 16 million euros. And 16 million euros is amortized now across 5 years, and he's going to be down to around about 12, maybe 13 plus his wages. So we're going to try flipping for 20 million, 18 million. Who's going to pay that for Petrovic? I don't know. I think there's a good goalkeeper in there. I do. I just think the way football has developed, the way football is going in the direction, keepers like Petrovic are going to find it harder and harder to play at the very top level. I could see him play for an Everton. I can see him play for a West Ham. I can see him play for a system-based team where the emphasis is not to play out the back, where the emphasis is your goalkeeper needs to be goalkeeping. You know them ones. Don't allow the ball in your net. Don't do nothing stupid. Get it out. Absolutely, when in doubt, boot it into the stand. However, the reality is football's gone in a completely different direction and distribution is integral. And I think this is poor utilization of funds from Chelsea. And I'm going to explain to you why. In the last 2 years since Bluco have taken over, we've signed 3 goalkeepers. Not 1, not 2, but 3. 9 million for Jaja Sali, right? He was 18 years old, 19 now, I think, turning 20 soon. He's had a year's loan. He played a little bit for the under-21s, and he's not ready. Okay, and when I saw him last preseason with his feet, I said he is not ready. He needs to go. That's number 1. Number 2, Petrovic, 16 million. Decent number 2. So you might have got that one right, but then he became your number 1, and he's not good enough, so you got that one wrong. Sanchez, 23 million. Guys, do I need to go over my thing with Sanchez? Altogether, we spent, I think it's 48 million euros, yeah, on goalkeepers. Would that not have just been better to just say, you know what, Magic Mike, here's 50 million. Come on, Milan, let him go. Or here's 60 million, let him go. Come on, just pay him the wages you're paying Jaja and Petrovic and Sanchez. Just do that. Nope, didn't do that. Diogo Costa, 60 million euro, Porto. No problem, hold that, let's take it. Would it not have been better to do that? Now we're stuck in a little bit of a issue because we're in a predicament. We need a goalkeeper that can play with his feet, but we don't have one of those. So how are we going to solve it? Well, I'm going to tell you. For me, I am very annoyed at Chelsea, the way they've operated in 2 positions, the keeper and the number 9. Let's keep it stepping. So Fabrizio's come out and he took a little twist to what Matt Law said. Matt Law said the new goalkeeper's going to come in and be the second choice. Bab said, come in and compete. And come in and compete is basically the change in the narrative in front of our eyes. This is coming from the club. Like, let's not beat around the bush, right? The club is feeding these men information. Someone from the club is saying, hey, Matt Law, you say this is what we feel, so you're gonna have to report this. It's his job to report it. Oh, Fabrizio, yeah, we need this narrative out there. And they think they're pulling wool over our eyes because they don't want to admit they made a mistake with Sanchez. They want someone who's better with distribution with his feet. So what are they gonna do? This is according to Fabrizio. Marmandashvili, my boy, my Georgian, he ain't coming. Why is he not coming? Great goalkeeper, collects crosses, good shot stopper, leader, vocal, like absolute mammoth of a man. Can't come, can't kick a ball. genuinely can't play football. Like, he's not a footballing goalkeeper. And Fabrizio said distribution is imperative. The distribution is integral for Chelsea Football Club in any future goalkeeper that they sign. So he's off the table. Then we start looking at Lunin. Fabrizio said that's not happening. Chelsea are not interested. After initially there were reports in Spain that he's going across and Kepa's going the other way. This is not happening. But why is all this happening? And you know what? Sometimes you have to sit back and think, right? Why are we not going to get a Lunin? And why are we not going to get a Marmadashvili? And why have we not spent big on a new goalkeeper? Well, I'm going to explain to you because someone pointed it out to me yesterday. And shout, this is why I actually really like my community here. You guys sometimes call me out and you ask me questions or you challenge me. And what I like about that is because it makes me develop my knowledge. And sometimes I respond and tell you, nah, I disagree with you. And that's perfectly fine. But somebody said to me, how could they have went and signed someone for 60 million instead of Jaja, instead of Petro, instead of Sanchez, when you already have a goalkeeper on your books that had 3 years left with 190. And that is so true. The ghost of Kepa keeps biting us. Kepa's still on our books. And what's Kepa doing? Fabrizio said he's waiting to see what happens with Lunin before he decides whether he goes to Madrid. Because he is happy to be the number 2. And why is Kepa happy to be the number 2? Because Kepa's achieved everything. Carlo likes him because apparently he never complained for being number 2. He was a great person around the atmosphere. And more importantly, he's just a safe pair of hands and he's cheap. He's going to cost them 10 to 12 million. He's going to come in on a discounted wage. He's going to live in Madrid. He's Spanish, so he loves being at home. And more importantly, he knows he's not going to compete with Courtois, so it's just friendly banter between them. And for me, this is a problem because Kepa's the reason we couldn't go and spend big on another, goalkeeper. Yes, we had to go get B-rate goalkeepers in Petro, in Jaja, in Sanchez. However, if we didn't have Kepa, I would hope, and the fact that somebody explained that to me and that made me think about it, I was like, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe you are right. Maybe the fact that Chelsea haven't done that is because we've already got so much money established into this segment. It's like now with Ben Chilwell. The reason we aren't going to get a higher, ranked left back to come and give competition to Cuckoo is because we've got Cuckoo and we've got Ben Chilwell. Both earning crazy volumes of money. And if they can, they will move Ben Chilwell quicker than the speed of light, because 210,000 pounds a week for Ben Chilwell is wild for the performances you get. So it's very interesting and I want to see who we get. I've got a feeling it's going to be James Trafford. Don't ask me why, that's for a video for another day. I feel like we're getting James Trafford. Finally, we need to talk about Leslie Ugochukwu. Leslie Ugochukwu, apparently, according to Fabrice Hawkins and other sources, is coming back to Chelsea from the Olympic squad. He wasn't put into the Olympic squad. He was on the reserve list. So if there's any injury, Leslie goes instead of a midfielder. However, this is where it gets very interesting. He's coming back and Fabrizio's saying, player wants a loan, club wants to loan him, and it's the beginning of the end. Like in the terms of he ain't going to be going to the US tour. He will be trying to play football somewhere else because Chelsea don't want to waste another year. And this frustrates me, right? What have we heard this summer religiously? We heard, we can't pay the wages because we're not in the Champions League and we got financial difficulties, right? So for me, signings like Leslie Ugochukwu, David Washington, Datro Fofana, who else? Angelo, yeah? Great investments if they bang. If they don't bang, you got sunk costs. Costs that you can't move and are too expensive. At least Datro, at least David, at least Angelo were somewhere around 10 to 12, 13 million. Leslie Ugochukwu is 24 million pounds. 24 great British sterling pounds. Yet he's 8th choice at Chelsea. Let that sink in. You got Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo, Romeo Lavia, Andreas Santos, who's apparently ahead of him in the pecking order. Carney Chukwuemeka, Drewsbury Hall, and Cole Palmer can play in the midfield. There is 7 players ahead of him for those 3 midfield spots. Now you got Leslie Ugochukwu, who is very talented, by the way. I want to make this clear. I think he's a phenomenally talented kid, but there's just no space for him. And you pay 24 million pounds for a player that there's no space for. So now what's going to happen? Well, according to Fabrizio, there are loans in the Premier League and in the Bundesliga that could occur, and they're very excited to see him. However, this is what I don't like about loans, right? And this is why I believe we should not have signed him if there was no clear plan to integrate him in slowly. And how injuries really haunted him last year. The fact that he's going to go potentially to an Everton, right? Because they're being linked. What is he going to learn at an Everton? How to play in a deep block, how to play on the counter attack, and how to release the ball quickly. Nothing that is going to benefit him when he comes back to Chelsea. So what's going to happen when he comes back to Senna? Maresca's going to say, well, he's just not good enough on the ball because he hasn't played enough. He hasn't got enough experience in my system. We need to make sure, A, the loan is perfect in terms of a possession-based side that penetrates teams and makes sure that they cram them back and dominate them and try find gaps and move individuals around with quick, short passes. We won't be able to do that because not many teams play that style, especially the level of clubs that want to take him on loan. And for me, this is a problem. The only hope I think Chelsea have now, he goes on loan, he absolutely destroys it, like Ian Maatsen. And then we sell him for 35, 40 million. We make a lovely little profit because I don't see a world where he goes away, comes back next year, and all of a sudden, oh, there's space for Leslie Ugochukwu. How? He can play in the 8 or he can play in the 6, right? Next year, you got Kendrick Pierce coming. And we've already been told he ain't going on loan. He's going to be integrated in slowly. Where is the space? Well, you're going to sell Carney? You're going to sell Gallagher? Because Gallagher's going to be going, but Carney's most probably going to be going as well. Like, what, Drewsbury Hall's going to go already? You're going to, what, get rid of a Caicedo? Enzo? I don't see that happening. You've invested big in those positions and you went and got another one that you didn't need. And for me now, I feel sorry for the kid. I really do. But it is what it is. Sometimes mistakes happen and you have to move on from them and you need to learn. But I hope we are learning from these mistakes. And I don't think we are because Renato Vega is another one where I ask, do we actually need another defensive midfielder? Or is he a left back cover because Ben Chilwell's going? I don't know. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. By the way, tomorrow I will do the video that I put on the community page. We've got 41 senior players at Chelsea Football Club. I'm going to have to cut it down to 26 and we are going to talk about it. A lot of demand for that video. Let me know your thoughts. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Road to 40k has officially started. Peace out, I'm out. Bye.